Hey everyone, my name is Courtney. I write under the pen names Lyra Parish, and I'm one half of the USA Today best-selling duo Kennedy Fox. And today we are going to talk about expectations and having realistic ones. Whenever we publish, we always have some sort of goal in mind. Like, we would like to sell X amount of copies. We would like to get X amount of reviews on release week. What I'm talking about though mainly is your expectations, as in, this book is going to be the next Harry Potter, or I'm going to sell 1 million copies, or I'm going to bonus and KU with my page reads. And I think sometimes having unrealistic expectations can really mess with your creativity. So today I'm going to share with you the only expectation that I had whenever I first started publishing back in 2014. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as a newbie author, you have all these aspirations and goals. For me, I just thought that the sky was the limit, and I still believe that. The sky is the absolute limit. I think some people, whenever they first start publishing, they have unrealistic expectations because everything's new and exciting, and it's easy to be like, man, I am going to make a list, I'm going to sell all these copies, like this book is going to be the best book out there on the market. And I feel like a lot of excitement drives that, and it's great to be excited about your release, but whenever you set unrealistic expectations, I think that it can really affect the way that you move forward, because it can beat you down whenever you have a release and it doesn't meet those crazy expectations. So it's important to have realistic ones. So when I published back in 2014 and when I was a very new writer, the only thing that I ever wanted to do was to break even. And it was very important for me to make back the money that I put into my book as far as edits, cover design, book tours. I wanted to make sure that this wasn't putting me in the negative as far as expenses. I think it's really easy at first to spend a lot of money whenever you first start releasing because you kind of want to keep up with the Kardashians. With that being said, a newbie author may not have the same bankroll that some authors that have been publishing for a long time has as far as money that they can spend on advertising. But it's really easy to want to keep up with the Kardashians, and I think that you have to be able to take a step back. For me, to break even meant that it didn't cost me anything but my time to write and publish. And since I enjoyed it so much, it was kind of like entertainment for me in a way. So if I was to go and travel, I'm gonna spend money and I'm gonna enjoy myself, so that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna make any money traveling. I kind of viewed publishing at the very beginning the same exact way. I think with my first book, I have it written down somewhere, guys, because I am a business person mindset. I'm an accountant by trade. I have a finance and economics degree. So numbers are kind of my thing. Okay, they're a lot of my thing. Though I am also a creative brain, so I've got the best of both worlds. But I wrote down every single expense that I had, and that was edits and proofs, and actually had the book edited twice and then proofed once. That was my cover. I actually had 2 blog tours going and 2 cover reveals going. And back in the day, Facebook advertisement and Amazon advertisement wasn't really a thing, so I didn't spend a lot of money on that. I did spend money on a review tour and a release day blitz because those were a thing back then as well. And I also gave away gift cards and stuff back then as well. And so what I did whenever I first started writing was I basically made a spreadsheet of every penny that I spent on the book. And that was from the very beginning all the way through to whenever I stopped kind of advertising that series and moved on to the next one. My only goal was to make back the money that I'd spent in the first month. If I did that, then I felt like I was successful, because there are so many authors out there that struggle, that sell 1 book a day or don't sell any books. They don't have a release plan and they just kind of put their books out on the internet and hope that maybe somebody will find it and read it and purchase it. For me, I knew that I wanted to have a solid foundation for whenever I launched, and that's why I booked all these cover reveals and book tours and review tours and those things. One of the companies that I use, guys, is still around. It's Book Espresso. They do a lot of young adult and contemporary romance books, and they were top notch. Like, I was a newbie author. I thought that I knew everything because I had been helping a small publisher around that time. But the reality is you don't know until you're actually doing all the little things yourself. Then it's like light bulb moment after light bulb moment. They really helped me. So shout out to you, Book Espresso. Thank you for being awesome to me in 2014. You are amazing. And I'm sure it's even better now to use them because they've had a lot more experience, and back then they were top notch. So I can only imagine what they're doing now. Sorry for the side panel. I was very diligent about keeping up with my expenses. Whenever I released my book, it was the craziest thing because I'm like, 30 days. I just want 30 days to be able to make this money back that I spent. I believe it was around the $1,600 mark for me to self-publish my first book. And I went above and beyond probably what I should have done for all the tours and paying for my cover. It wasn't really that expensive, but I did get it edited several times, and edits are expensive. And honestly, the book probably needs to be edited again. It's been through like 5 edits, and it needs to be edited again. So if any of y'all read that first book of mine, don't judge me for the first book. Thank you. I didn't have a lot of extra money. I had a great job, but I got bills to pay, guys, back in 2014. And whenever I made that money back in the first week, I literally cried. I was like, I just made $1,600 in 1 week, and I had spent all this money, and I was taking money out of my paycheck to put towards all this stuff. It was like the most amazing thing. Just to know that one person was downloading my book and reading it, I was like, blown away. And then when the reviews started coming in, I was just seriously 100% shocked. And I think that if you go into your first debut release with small expectations, like you're probably not going to be the next J.K. Rowling. I'm sorry. You probably will not be the next E.L. James or Anne Rice or Stephen King with your debut. Miracles do happen. You could be. I could be wrong. There are people that are outliers and everything, and you could release your book and be so freaking successful and huge that it just blows everybody out of the water. That does happen. But the majority of people who release now and back then, it's not super easy, and a lot goes into it. I think that if you make realistic expectations, then it's more likely that you'll meet those, and that will inspire and motivate you to keep going. Even today, like seriously, our last book, I did not have any expectations. I told Brooke, I just don't know. I don't know if people are going to read it. I don't know if they're going to buy it. I don't know anything. I have zero expectations. Bad Boy was not a great release for us. We had a lot of issues with that book, which I will probably make a video and explain to you all everything that happened. I love the book. I loved writing the book. It's really one of the only books that ever made me cry when I wrote, and it just didn't do the way that I thought it was going to. And we released the second book recently, and I was like, this is going to be a disaster. Like, this book is just going to sink, and the end. But it didn't go like that. And I think whenever you go into releases without expectations at all, like no expectations, you are super surprised and happy after release. I encourage you all to look at your goals, set realistic expectations, ones that are not outrageous, ones that are realistic for you, not for anybody else, not for, you know, all those big authors out there that are just selling like hotcakes. Your expectations. Nobody else has those for you. And don't let anybody else set your expectations. That's for you to decide. So I hope this video was helpful, and that's all I have for today, guys. I hope that you're enjoying this little series that I'm doing in December. I love seeing your smiling faces here on my video. Make sure to leave a comment below so I know you're here, and do all that other stuff all the other YouTubers tell you to do. So I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you all have a very beautiful Friday. I'll talk to you later. Bye!